Back above 29,000 and fast approaching 30 G's. Let's get it. In today's show, Bitcoin price retargets 29,000 after the Mt. Gox panic liquidates $320 million. And breaking news just in, Hong Kong to release cryptocurrency framework next month, according to Bloomberg. The plans include allowing retail investors to buy Bitcoin. Let's get it. Also quoting Max Kaiser, there is no debt ceiling. There are no banking regulations. There are no banking reserves. There is no Fed policy. There is no economic model. There is no accountability. There is only endless money printing until the US dollar purchasing power hit zero. Got Bitcoin? Also in today's show, Coinbase will win the lawsuit against the SEC, predicts Pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton. I'll be explaining why, as well as the US dollar is suffering from a stunning collapse, losing their reserve status due to a currency weaponization. I'll be breaking down this latest report, as well as Memecoins giving hints for crypto markets as the Bitcoin halving approaches. I'll be breaking this down for you, as well as Bitcoin enthusiast cracks a known 12-word seed phrase in minutes. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin about to soar into a blow-off top for the summer, according to top Economist, quoting him right here. As I said yesterday, risk assets will soar into the summer. Bitcoin is leading the way. And he also shares that bears are delusional. According to them, every dip is the crash. This is called the wall of worry. Nothing bearish about the NASDAQ. Current dip is an opportunity to increase long positions. I'm also going to be sharing with you a chart which suggests a $140,000 Bitcoin price action, and we'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome everyone tuning in. This is pod episode number 1264. I'm your host JV. Today is April 27th, 2023. And checking out the market watch here, you can see Bitcoin down 2% for the day, but trading back above $29,000. We have Ether also down about 3%, trading at roughly $1,900, with the vast majority of the alts correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap, barely sitting above 1.2 trillion and on the rise once again with 65 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance at 46.9% and the Ether dominance at 19% even. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, Osmosis up, leading the pack, up 4%, trading at 80 cents, followed by Injective up 4%, trading at $9.13, followed by Multiverse X up 4%, trading at $44.48. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, massive losses overall with a handful in the green, with some in the green including BGB up 6% and EGLD up 5.2%, along with the Wu Network up 4.1%. And we ain't talking about the Wu-Tang Clan, just saying. But anyways, and check out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. We're currently rated a 59 in greed. Yesterday a 56, last week a 52 neutral, and last month a 59 in greed. And now let's dive into some of the charts and do today's Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for men, as the high priest of Bitcoin once said. Check it out. Bitcoin returned to a familiar range on April 27th as panic over the alleged Mt. Gox and U.S. government transactions faded. Right here, you're looking at the Bitcoin 1 hour candle chart. We saw a pretty drastic drop yesterday, but we recovered pretty nicely. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView showed Bitcoin traded near 29,000 on Bitstamp, up nearly $2,000 from the prior day's lows. Snap volatility kicked in following the Wall Street Open as the bulls trip to 30,000 was rudely interrupted by fears the Bitcoin from wallets controlled by the U.S. government and entities related to the defunct exchange Mt. Gox were once again on the move, but the claims turned out to be false. Go figure, nothing more than FUD, but not before wiping a large slice of the open interest from derivative markets and sending Bitcoin down a whopping 7%. A subsequent recovery returned Bitcoin back above 29.5 before the consolidation kicked in. And reacting, popular trader Jelly called on Twitter following to filter out short-term timeframe curveballs. Quoting him here, Bitcoin higher timeframe direction is clear. Everything else is in the meantime noise. Trading the volatility is fine, but stay focused on the bigger picture. Above $30,000, the targets increase quickly. Sage advice there. And he also added that he was not sure on the short-term price trajectory, but that the destruction of the leveraged positions was usually a good sign for the market strength. And fellow crypto trader Crypto Tony was more cautious, choosing to wait for further cues before entering the market. Quoting him here, 27.7 is the level I am watching close today for a short position. I need to see weakness first to get into this, but even a long here for me looks risky. And he also stated that PA is rough, and so sitting this out isn't a bad play, and to focus on, few stronger alts. And also Trader Muro focused on 29.5 as the make or break zone for Bitcoin, with acceptance or rejection at the key level of determining the trend direction. Quoting him here, Bitcoin thoughts, watching 29.5 for either rejection and a bigger correction or consolidation above 29.5 would indicate a move higher to me, which is outlined here in the red. Now, data from monitoring resource CoinGlass showed that the extent of the panic amongst market participants, which we can see here on April 26th, both shorts and longs suffered as liquidations of Bitcoin passed $150 million. Cross crypto liquidations totaled over $320 million. So if you're trading with leverage right now, shame on you, as there is mass volatility and it's likely to continue, and it sucks because you get wiped out. Observers noted the intense reaction to the news event on the lower timeframes in particular, amongst them contributors to on-chain analytics platform CryptoQuant. As pointed out here, the second highest peak of liquidations at position long is just 1 hour into 2023. Very interesting, right? About 36.5 million in positions liquidated in the last hour. On today's day alone, on the 26th, that's over 65 million liquidated thus far. So there you have it. And breaking news just in, which is pretty big, Hong Kong to release their crypto framework next month, and they have plans to include retail investors to buy Bitcoin. BTFD, let's get it. And as Max shares here, there is no debt ceiling, there are no banking regulations, there are no banking reserves, there is no Fed policy, there is no economic model, there is no accountability. There's only endless money printing until the US dollar purchasing power hits zero. Got Bitcoin. And yeah, shout out to the high priest of Bitcoin. And now let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the latest between Coinbase and the SEC. Who do you think will likely win this lawsuit? Let's break it down, shall we? Attorney and XRP supporter John Deaton is optimistic that Coinbase will prevail in its lawsuit against the U.S. SEC. Deaton tells his 262,000 Twitter followers that the U.S. crypto exchange will emerge victorious in the lawsuit, seeking to compel the SEC to disclose whether it has accepted or denied a petition that Coinbase filed back in 2022. According to Deaton, the law is on the side of the U.S. crypto exchange. Quoting him here, I read the Coinbase writ. It is on the target, and I am predicting a win, just like I predicted early on the grayscale, which they would win regarding a Bitcoin spot exchange traded fund. I believe the SEC, just FYI, has about 6 months to respond to that request. Now, I researched a mandamus writs 2.5 years ago. Coinbase is on solid legal grounds here. Over a year ago, I said the crypto industry will win in court. The SEC does not have the law on its side, and the facts that the SEC has created in the last 6 years put them on the losing side. Now mandamus, I don't know if I'm even pronouncing this right, folks, writ, is a court order compelling a government official to properly fulfill their official duties or correct an abuse of discretion. In July of 2022, Coinbase filed the petition with the SEC requesting that the commission propose and adopt rules to govern the regulation of securities that are offered and traded via digital native methods, including potential rules to identify which digital assets are securities. And according to Coinbase's chief legal officer, the SEC is duty-bound to respond to provide feedbacks on petitions in a timely manner. Quoting him here, the SEC is required by law to respond to petitions within a reasonable time, but they have not yet responded to our petition from last July, which is why we filed our action in court today. Also like to point out that Cathie Wood, the CEO of ARK Invest, is still bullish on Coinbase, even with this lawsuit, because she believes that Coinbase will defeat the SEC in this lawsuit, hence why she is so bullish and continuing to accumulate shares. But let me know how you feel this is likely to play out for Coinbase and for the SEC. And now let's break down our next story of the day, and that's the collapse of the US dollar. That's right. According to this report, the US dollar's global supremacy is reportedly eroding at an exponential rate, with countries backing away from witnessing how America used the US dollar to impose sanctions against Russia. That's right. In a recent report by Bloomberg, Stefan, Jen, and Joanna of asset management firm Horizon SLJ Capital revealed that back in 2022, the US dollar's market share in global reserves plunged 10 times its average speed of the past 20 years. So the writing is on the wall, fam. Considering the fluctuations in exchange rates, the dollar lost about 11% of its market share since 2016 and twice that amount in 2008. So I remind you, only keep dollars in the bank which you're willing to lose to hyperinflation. Now, Jen Enfrier says that the investor note that countries located in Asia, Latin America, Africa, and the Caribbean Caribbean and Pacific Islands collectively, known as the Global South, are shedding their dollar reserves as they look for an alternative to avoid sharing Russia's fate. Quoting the report here, the dollar suffered a stunning collapse in 2022 in its market share as a reserve currency, presumably due to its muscular use of sanctions. Exceptional actions taken by the U.S. and its allies against Russia have started large reserve holding countries, and according to Jen and Friere, the dollar now accounts for 58% of the global reserves, drastically down from 73% over 2 decades ago when the currency was considered an indisputable reserve. Yeah, right. And although the dollar's dominance appears to be on the decline, Jen and Friere note that the U.S. dollar status as the world's reserve currency is unlikely to change in the near future as emerging economies continue to depend on the greenback to settle international trades. I don't know about all that, considering BRICS and the 19 other countries which are joining them, which I covered in a previous episode, but regardless, the duo warns that the developing countries' reliance on the U.S. dollar is not preordained and that it's possible for more nations to hop on the trend of de-dollarization, which we are witnessing FYI in firsthand. Quoting them here, the prevailing view of nothing to see here on the U.S. dollar as a reserve currency seems too innocuous and complacent. What needs to be appreciated by investors is that while the Global South is unable to totally avoid using the dollar, much of it has already become unwilling to do so. Facts. What do you think the fate of the U.S. dollar will be? And when do you think its death will likely come? Your guess is as good as mine, but it seems to be coming soon. And I'll read all of your answers out loud in the comments towards the end of the show. And now let's discuss what's popping with these meme coins and what hints they're giving us. That's right, meme coins are giving hints for crypto markets as Bitcoin halving approaches, says this analyst. A recent meme coin frenzy is indicative of shifting attitudes in the crypto space, according to CoinShares Chief Strategy Officer Meltem Demirors. In the new interview with Crypto Banter, Demirors brings up Pepe, if I'm pronouncing that right, as Pepe, a volatile new token inspired by the controversial Pepe the Frog memes. Pepe is the whole frog coin phenomenon. I am not endorsing it in any way. I'm not participating in it in any way. But I do think it's fascinating to see how much conversation it spurred and how much it shifted sentiment. Even in some of the groups and communities I'm in, people got really excited. I'm seeing a lot of, oh baby, we're back. The Mirrors notes that crypto investors were way more comfortable with exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum in the fourth quarter of 2022 and the first quarter of 2023 because they are lower risk digital assets. And the recent Pepe frenzy, however, indicates momentum could be shifting, according to the CoinShares executive. Quoting him here, now people are talking about these long tail coins. People are trying to figure out what they want to have exposure to as we go into the third and fourth quarter. And again, we can't forget we're going into another Bitcoin halving cycle. Now, again, history doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. And I think if we look at the pattern over the last 3 Bitcoin halvings, if we follow a similar pattern this time, we have a lot more data about the history of crypto, its price behavior over time, its price behavior in these different supply-demand environments. And so I do think it's important to look at that. I do think we'll see more money staying within the crypto space, looking to move further out of the risk curve as people see the opportunity to generate returns. So to me, Pepe is a great indicator that at least people within the crypto space are feeling more comfortable with risk. Now, historically, new crypto meme coins tend to display extreme volatility and can suffer from high concentrations of wealth and elevated risks of pump and dump. Price crashes, which is always inevitable with these meme coins. But nonetheless, let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. And to watch this video he did entitled Crypto Meltdown, Market Crash Not Over Until This Happens, check the show notes below the video in the description. And just curious, how many of you are bullish on Pepe or any meme coins right now, including Doge and Shiba? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's discuss our next story of the day, and that is a hardware wallet was recently hacked. That's right. This is very interesting. A systems architect cracked a seed phrase and won 100,000 Satoshi bounty, which is roughly $29 in just under half an hour. So this dude, Andrew Fraser in Boston, who underscored how critical it is to keep a Bitcoin wallet seed phrase secure and offline. A seed phrase or recovery phrase is a string of random words generated when a wallet is created that can access the wallet, similar to the master key. Fraser's brute force of a 12-word seed phrase, the Bitcoin educator Wicked Bitcoin shared on Twitter, as pointed out right here. Now, as shown, Wick's tweets challenged the users to decipher the correct order of the 12-word key phrase. So he provided the 12 words and he just said, can you hack that? Put them in the right order. So as shared here, anyone want to try to brute force this 12-word key phrase securing 100,000 sats? I'll give you all 12 words, but in no particular order. Now, it just took 25 minutes to unlock the 100,000 Satoshis, worth just under $30. The incident serves as a timely reminder for Bitcoin users and crypto enthusiasts to take crypto security seriously, especially when you're self-custodying, fam. Fraser cracked the code using Bitcoin Recover, a software application available on GitHub. The software offers a range of tools that can determine seed phrases with missing or scrambled mnemonics and passphrase cracking utilities. And over the Twitter DMs, Fraser told Cointelegraph, "My gaming GPU is able to determine the correct order of the seed phrase in about 25 minutes, though a more capable system would do it much faster." He also noted that anyone with basic knowledge of running Python scripts using Windows Command Shell and understanding the Bitcoin protocol, particularly BIP39 mnemonics, should be able to replicate his success. Now, Cointelegraph queried Fraser about the security 12-word seed phrase. Fraser explained they are perfectly secure if the words remain unknown. So keep that in mind. It was only able to be hacked because they revealed what the 12 words were. So moreover, he emphasized the superior security of the 24-word seed keys, which is what I recommend, making it that much more difficult to hack, quoting them here. Even if an attacker knew out of order the words of your 24-word key, seed key, they would never stand a hope of discovering the correct seed. So there you have it. Fraser broke down the entropy calculations to explain the difference in security between the two types of seed keys. A 12-word seed has approximately 128 bits of entropy, while the 24-word seed boosts 256 bits. So when an attacker knows the unordered words of a 12-word seed phrase, there are only around 500 million possible combinations. That's it, 500 million combos, which is a relatively easy target to test with a decent GPU. Now, a 24-word seed phrase, however, has roughly 6.24 possible, I don't know this number or mathematic equation there, but makes it that much more difficult to crack. Even the probability of an attacker cracking the 12-word seed phrase is borderline absurd. A 24-word seed phrase may be superior, but as Wicht pointed out on a post-mortem to the seed phrase challenge, it is not going to be hacked, to be honest. So you can rest assured if you have a 24-word key phrase, which is more common with a Trezor or Ledger, that your Satoshis are safe. And why in the world would anyone be giving out their seed phrase words and challenging hackers, you know what I mean, to decipher it and to crack it unless it's some sort of challenge for security? But there you have it. How many of you are currently holding your crypto in cold storage? Let me know in the comments below. And another reminder, take your crypto off the exchanges, not your keys, not your cheese. And now let's break down this $140,000 Bitcoin price prediction and talk about a Bitcoin double top for this cycle, and then we'll dive into some live Q&A. Macro economist Henrik says the Bitcoin should skyrocket into the summer as fears of a recession ultimately subside. The Economist tells his 100,000 Twitter followers that risk assets will soar into the summer, with the King crypto leading the way. According to Zeberg, the blow-off top is developing for stocks and crypto, mostly driven by the fall in fixed income yields. Quoting him here, blow-off top developing, the key driver of the market rally will be the coming strong decline in yields, economy, and Goldilocks zone. Risk assets will soar into the summer. He also cites data from crypto insights firm Swiss Block. The firm says the Bitcoin's in the midst of forming a cup and handle pattern, a bullish technical pattern that suggests an incoming impulse to the upside. Send it. In this case, the cup and handle pattern suggests an initial price target somewhere between the $35,000 and $52,000 range, according to Swiss Block. Quoting him here, we believe that a final push lower towards 26.5 is coming in the next coming days, in the worst case with a move as low as 25.2. This coincides with the final push higher in rates before a strong reversal lower. The minimum target for the cup and handle pattern is roughly 35,000. The target for wave 3 of Elliott wave count of lower degrees is 42,000 or even $52,000 in an extended version, as outlined here in this chart. Bitcoin and altcoins are very close to putting in a low, which will propel the cryptos to much higher levels. He then goes on to address the crypto bears, saying that their predictions of an upcoming crash and recession are unlikely to happen. Quoting him again, economy is 100% not in recession, dear bears. Why should the market crash if the economy is not? in a recession. The bears are delusional, and according to them, every dip is the crash. This is called the wall of worry. Nothing bearish about NASDAQ. The current dip is an opportunity to increase your long positions. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analysts. Now, TA Trader Allen shared the following. Bitcoin Money Flow Index, same behavior. 2 points oversold, which you can see here in the blue, following the rising wedge formation, which you can see here in the yellow. Bitcoin having double support from the horizontal resistance turning to support, which you can see in the orange, with the trendline support of the previous lows, which you can see in the red. The pink is coming, and this coming pink arrow shows the Bitcoin price surpassing 95,000 and even 140,000 and leading us on the way to $220,000 per Bitcoin, which is Max Kaiser's price prediction. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analysts. And with that being shared, fam, now let's dive into today's live Q&A. Welcome to each and every one of you in the live chat. Greedy Savvy 1, welcome. Selling with Twins, good morning. Welcome. Scott W, good to see you. Darius Knotts, welcome. Steve Hubbs, Digital Dankness, good to see you as well. Uber Hodler, good morning and welcome. Scott W, Darius, good to see you. Kurtz, good to see you. Sally, it's good to see you. Megadon in the building. Bitcoin Maximus, good to see you. Frankie V in the building, get it, 420. Word up. Del Pillar, good morning and welcome. Squid Hammer, welcome. Nathan Roth, welcome. Jeff S, welcome. I'm going to stop from the top. Barry, good morning and welcome. Greetings from Holland. I appreciate you tuning in live as always, fam. Much love and much respect. Evan Rivero, you're the first one in the comments today, so congratulations. Good to see you. He says the Stacks Ledger is still out of stock. I am really needing this device. I have no clue when it will be released. Well, thanks for the heads up. Hopefully they get them back in production and shipped out to you. All good, says Andrew. I am cooking dinner with the spring rains and crypto gains. Music to my ears. Did I hear crypto gains? And we got to love it. The fact Bitcoin is pumping back above $29,000, considering we just had a dump yesterday of $2,000, but we recovered light speed. Great omen for the Bitcoin price action. Uber Hodler says, saw an article about the percentage of worldwide transactions conducted in US dollars. It has plummeted since 2001. Facts. I mean, the death of the dollar. We're witnessing this right now in real time. Only a matter of time, fam. Money will flow into Bitcoin, the true store of value. Facts. Preach. Del Pillar. That's what's up. Frankie V says, what's good, Crypto News Alerts fam? JV with the flex. Good morning, Frankie V. Always a pleasure, broski. Maple is up 14%, says Jeff S. That's what's up. Darius, I feel you. Not long before the next phase, 32,000 plus. Send it. Let's freaking go. You know what I mean? 420. Yes, many of y'all celebrating 420 in the chat. Much respect. Megadon, good morning to you as well. Darius says, selling with Twins, I agree, but think we'll have a huge surprise. It's going up with a bit of drop before peaking. How Voss, check, die move. Word up. Thank you for your insights. I appreciate you sharing as always. Uber says, how can Gensler be the head of the SEC when he is not an attorney? All he does is threaten litigation. Facts. Audit Gary Gensler. We all know he is colluding or was colluding with Scam Bankman-Fried with the FTX debacle, and he is a bad actor and was already extremely wealthy before taking that position, worth probably hundreds of millions of dollars from Goldman Sachs. You know what I mean? And now he's claiming he's never once did a Bitcoin transaction, or a crypto transaction in general, saying he ultimately holds no crypto. But back in 2018, he was teaching classes on cryptocurrency, bullish for the altcoin market, saying the majority of cryptos are not securities. And now he's saying, well, that was just my personal opinion back then. So we all know Gary is no good news Gary, no clarity Gary, as Frankie would say. Much love and respect. How are Americans going to buy their drugs if the dollar crashes? Great question. I mean, the dollar is the go-to fiat currency for drug use, so that's a good question. Is ETH a security or a commodity? Never gives the answer. That's right, Kurtz, because they want the uncertainty. They want to provide no clarity. That's why we call him Gary No Clarity Gensler. That's his job. That's his mission, to help suppress the crypto price action so that the regulators can roll out their CBDCs and FedNow payment programs. But the antidote is obviously the king crypto, which is BTC. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Steal, loot, and rob like in Africa. Shout out to South Africa. I know you're down there selling with Twins. Are things getting rough out there? Let me know. Also getting rough here in the United States. That's no surprise. I know that's why I am stacked up with ammo, says Greedy Savvy 1. And I don't blame you there, fam. I appreciate everyone smashing the like. If you're new to the channel, hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications, as it helps out tremendously. And of course, all of your comments help out with the algorithm. Darius says, with the dollar weakening, it is a concern. There might be a lot of sell-offs, which might affect Bitcoin a bit. But let's hope everyone can stick together and drive into the moon. Well, we all know every time there's a bank collapse, it's the most bullish news for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin thrives in the chaos, especially from the banking sector. So when they announced, what was it, $100 billion in outflows from that major bank, which I don't know if the government is going to buy out or whatever, but this is a pretty big deal. And Bitcoin pumped as a result of that news. And I think many more bank runs will continue. The writing is on the wall. The regulators and the Janet Yellens, and they can say all they want to try to make you feel safe and comfortable with your money in the banks. But I, again, stress, only keep US dollars in the bank, which you're willing to lose, because you may not be able to get them back at the end of the day, because the dollars don't even exist, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Yeah, selling the dollar for Bitcoin, exactly. We're witnessing that in firsthand. That's when Bitcoin pumps, is because people are selling their dollars for Bitcoin. You know what I mean? It will only be a safe thing to hold is Bitcoin. People will figure it out over time and get it for the price they deserve. Preach, Uber hodler. Jeremy Amos says it's Pepe, not Pepe. Well, I like saying Pepe because it looks like Pepe. Pepe. Good to know. It's Pepe, that meme coin. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate that. I am not JV. Ishcoins. Uber hodler, one time bro. Steve says, High Priest of Bitcoin. I think it is being used a little too much for Max Kaiser. Yep, love Doge and Shiba. Bitcoin will push everything to the moon. So we got some meme coin fanatics here. No meme coins, only Bitcoin, says Barry. So a bit of an argument here in the chat. Got my hard wallet. Left Binance a while ago, thanks to JV. That's what's up, Sailing with Twins. I'm glad you got your crypto assets safe and off the exchanges. That's how it should be done. T-Lu2 says 140 will be the next top in 2025 between March and April. I definitely can see a six-figure Bitcoin price in the works, only a matter of time. I think we can potentially hit six figures next year in 2024, the year of the halving. I think in 2025, we absolutely reach the peak, but I'm looking at a multiple six-figure Bitcoin price, with the low being in the 2s and the high being in the 3s, but that's just me. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Pepe. I got to drill that into my brain so I don't keep saying pee-pee. You know what I mean? She won't move too much anytime soon, but in 5 years, we'll be smiling, says Darius. 5 years, good Lord. Will it exist in 5 years? I don't know. Anyone who has at least 10,000 in crypto market should have a ledger or a Trezor, etc. Agreed 100%. If you're an investor in crypto, even $5,000, I wouldn't have that on the exchanges. You know what I mean? Because the amount is insignificant, because a different amount is going to mean something different to every individual. You know what I mean? Like Michael Saylor can have $1 billion, but someone else can have 5,000, and that can be just as much as Michael Saylor's billions and hit to his mind, because that's all he has. So regardless, self-custody your crypto now or forever hold your peace. I mean, it may become illegal to buy cold wallets in the future. Yeah, I mean, as the government crackdown continues with crypto choke point 2.0, who the frick knows? Yeah, I mean, the bears are licking these wounds and waiting for the next bear market. 100%. In the Coinbase wallet, is it safe, or Atomic wallet? Are they safe, please? Good question. Are you talking about the Coinbase wallet for the phone, which is not connected exactly to the exchange? Now, obviously, I think a wallet on a phone or a computer, such as the Coinbase wallet you're referring to, or numerous other ones that exist out there, is probably better than keeping it directly on the exchange. But a cold wallet, why we call it a cold storage wallet, it's not connected to the internet, and it's not on your computer, and it's not on your phone. Therefore, it's impossible to be hacked unless you give the hacker your seed phrase or something insane, which you would probably never do, I would hope. So that would be my recommendation. So the cold wallet, such as the Trezor or the Ledger, is going to be superior to the Coinbase wallet on the phone. Because if someone stole your phone, they happen to get your password, or somehow they hack in there, your crypto's gone. Not saying it's an easy task, but it's going to be way more difficult for a hacker to steal your crypto off a cold wallet, because they have no access to it and it's not connected to the internet in any way possible, making it that much more difficult for a hacker to steal. Let me know if that makes sense. I want to make sure we're clear. 500,000 in 2025. I'd love a $500,000 Bitcoin price by the time of the next halving peak. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? I think that's a little optimistic, but that's why I love it. I don't see that occurring in 2025, but I can absolutely see that occurring by the time of the next halving in 2028, 2029, 100%. In fact, I am even more bullish for the year 2030. I think we likely surpass that 7-figure mark, which would mean a $1 million plus Bitcoin price action. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. I love my Tangem wallet, but it has no seed phrase, just 3 cards. I have in different places. I feel like that's pretty safe though. Word up, Jeremy. Thank you for sharing. I'm not familiar with that wallet, so I'll have to look into that. San Diego, Bitcoin, ADA, and ETH. So talk about Bitcoin, Cardano, and Ethereum. Argon, are these the 3 cryptos you're most bullish on? Let me know. Satwise Jenks, good morning and welcome. How you doing, fam? Slowly and then suddenly. Bye-bye to the US dollar. Hello, BTZ. Word up. Aloha JV. Aloha eCoin. I appreciate you tuning in live, fam. How's it going? Using the Ledger Nano S and X and also the Ngrave Zero as the coolest wallet out there. There's so many wallet options right now. When I first got into crypto, there weren't so many options, to say the least. Which is your favorite out of all of those, Megadon, being you got some uses in all of them? Let me know from your experience. Gary G is the clown busted. 100%. Bust that mofo. And let's audit Gary, shall we? No clarity, Gary. All the government officials lie. That's nothing new. It's always been that way, and it probably more than likely will continue to be that way, is the sad reality. And did you see they're attacking Top G? Before I went live this morning, Andrew Tate did a tweet with an extreme allergic reaction, and his face was swelling up, his skin was swelling up, and he said it was very difficult to breathe, and he thinks they're trying to kill him right now, which is sad to see. So please pray for Top G, Andrew Tate, and his brother Tristan. Don't drink Yellen's Kool-Aid. That's right. Let's also audit Janet Yellen, shall we? It's rough in Africa, but we are tough. Exactly. What doesn't kill us only makes us stronger, right, fam? More, have you heard of Damatira coin? Never heard of it. He says 1000X agriculture coin. Very interesting, but no, that's new to me. You know what I mean? Cold storage with the 24-word keyword phrase is the key. Exactly. And by default, you're going to get a 24-word key phrase from the cold card wallets such as Trezor or Ledger. I know they give you 24 words. And you could even add an additional word for security, which makes it the 25th word, just FYI, which I would highly recommend setting up. It's very simple to do so. My safe holding, my Ledger, is cold as what? I must confess, I leave it all on the exchange. I just ordered a Trezor. I shall repent. Well, Alan, I'm glad to hear that, you know what I mean? Your exchange crypto funds were never hacked. I'm glad to hear the exchange never went under and that you survived and that you ordered a Trezor and that you're going to be moving it to cold storage. And you are forgiven. Satoshi forgives you. So he accepts your repentance. Keep your 24-word C phrase in several places for your Ledger. Never write it down. I mean, I shouldn't say it like that, but keep this in mind. If you write your 24-word key phrase down on a piece of paper, if someone finds your piece of paper, they can ultimately hack your crypto, especially if you don't have a 25th word security key phrase set up. So you have to keep that in mind. They also advise never to write it on a computer or notes, because if someone hacked your computer, they get access to your recovery seed, which wouldn't be good. So kind of try to think a few steps ahead. I'm not going to advise you what to do, but keep all that in mind when setting up your key phrase. You know what I mean? I hear Trezor is gonna out info. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Argon. If you can repeat that in a different way. Roy Collins says the Fed stays at 5% interest rate, it will eventually break something. Dankness, good morning, welcome, says I have the Elpol, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right either. I just don't keep your crypto on the exchanges. Sage advice, you don't keep your crypto on the exchanges. Don't forget SafePal hard wallet. I also have a friend, Corey. Shout out to Corey. He highly recommended SafePal. He says it's a great wallet, and he loves it in comparison to the other wallets he has used. So there's another one there. Do not keep it on your computer or your phone. Exactly, the worst place to store it. What about the cool wallet credit card size wallets? Are they safe if they are offline? I'm not familiar with those, so I can't give feedback there. If anyone has feedback for LFC Liverpool, please let us know. Mike Well, good morning and welcome. By now, we can all see how the government is always in the way. Facts, and they will always be in the way. Thank God they can't get in the way of Bitcoin. They can't stop it. If they could have, they would have done so a decade ago. Facts. Also, try to memorize your 24-word key phrase as a backup just in case of a fire. I think that's a great thing to do as well, because if you can remember that, you can travel anywhere in the world without having to stick your treasure up your butt like Do Kwon did. Did you see that x-ray at the airport? He had a hard wallet up his butt. You know what I mean? So if you want to avoid that, if you're ever on the run, just remember your 24-word key phrase, fam. It's not that difficult to do if you put your mind to it. Just saying. Now, obviously, a 12-word key phrase would be that much easier to remember, but remember the security vulnerabilities, so it's a double-edged sword. What happens if any of those cold wallet companies go out of business? Great question. Trezor is open source, so you still would be able to access it. I don't know if we can say the same about Ledger. If anyone has insights on that, let me know. Can we still get access to our crypto if we maintain our key phrases? Yes, with the Trezor. I know that for a fact. I'm not sure about the Ledger, so guys, let me know. Ledgers are some of the best cold wallets, says Anonymous. Definitely a great wallet. Uber says, yes, you just make sure it's a BIP 3924 word phrase wallet. Then you can reload it. An example, if you have your crypto on the Ledger, you can recreate it on Trezor with the key phrase. So there you have it. Yes, that is possible to do, fam. I say several places because I had a little crypto on my Nano S and kept it in one place and forgot where I kept it. Yikes. That's got to be a nightmare, Steve. Anonymous points out the Trezor. Oh, word up. Beware of the Trezor, especially the new mixer feature. Check Bitcoin University's last two videos, says Statwise Jenks. Are you referring to the coin share option, which enables the Bitcoin privacy? Please clarify, Statwise, and I appreciate the heads up. Dankness says slap the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. If you haven't yet, JV is the best source for the daily crypto news. Greatly appreciate that. And on Twitter today, I'm about to surpass 25,000 followers, which I'm proud of. Right now, we're like at 24,995. So make sure you're following me on crypto Twitter. My Twitter username, Crypto News. Yes, it's not Crypto News Alerts because when I created the account, it wasn't available. So my Twitter handle is Crypto News. Yes, make sure to follow me. Let's surpass 25,000 followers today. I greatly appreciate that, fam. It means a lot. You know what I mean? Yep, spyware, says Statwise Jenks. Well, appreciate that heads up. We'll have to check out those videos so we can see what you're talking about. And with that being shared, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. I broke down the latest technical analysis. We discussed Bitcoin price retargeting 29,000 after the Mt. Gox panic liquidated $320 million. Also shared breaking news that Hong Kong is to release their crypto framework next month, and they have plans to include allowing retail investors to buy Bitcoin. Let's get it. We also discussed Coinbase will win the lawsuit against the SEC, predicts Pro-XRP lawyer John Deaton, and I explain why. We also discussed the US dollar suffering a stunning collapse, losing reserve status due to the currency weaponization, according to the latest report I shared with you, as well as meme coins are giving hints for crypto markets as the Bitcoin halving approaches, which is now less than a year away. We also discussed Bitcoin enthusiasts cracked a known 12-word seed phrase in a matter of minutes, and don't forget to self-custody with a 24-word key phrase and set up your extra 25th word password to make it that much more secure. We also discussed Bitcoin is about to soar into a blow-off top for the summer, according to top economists, and also shared with you a $140,000 Bitcoin price prediction. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down